Hi, friends.
What's up, everybody? What a week!
Not even like center.
It is. You
Well,
said
I
if
mean,
it was straight.
I crop it anyways.
You told me this. If it was
Yeah.
straight,
I crop it anyways. It's fine.
you crop what? The video.
The video.
Perfect.
Hi, Ashley.
Hello, Ashley.
How are
Hopefully
you?
we can receive.
How was
Hopefully
your
we can
week?
see all our comments. Probably
Should I pull
not.
this out?
I don't know. Probably should. Because she's probably going to wave, and we're going to be like, "You didn't see anything." She'll be like, "I'm talking to you, people." How was your week?
Long. How was yours?
Long.
We have some news with you.
We do.
Yeah.
We have news.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Would you like to share your news? Or is that top secret?
No, it's not top secret.
It's on Facebook, but would you like to?
Nobody knows.
Unless you're friends.
Yes. She's like,
what is it? I want
to know. Almost 10 years of dating the boss. I officially got engaged last night. Yes.
Yippee!
Yes. We had it's exciting news, I guess. It's good. It's not a bad thing. It's yep, she's waving, we don't even see it. I hate Failbook. Thank you, Failbook. It was really bad. It wasn't this great moment.
I think it was great for you guys.
Yeah.
Because like that's how you guys roll anyway.
Yeah. What happened was, so I had gone to my parents and talked to them about asking her, and even though I'm an adult and
Did
whatever.
you ask Nana?
Yeah, I asked all three kids though. You
talked to
Marin, yeah.
Oh.
I had all three kids. Oh no, I have a child, Well, I have two, but I talked to one.
I thought you were talking about...
I didn't go. Yeah, okay. I know. I asked two of hers and one of mine.
Okay.
We left one out of each.
Yeah. Perfect. The first ones are just nobody fucking cares.
Yeah, that's it. And
Ashley says, "Congrats."
She doesn't mean it. She's probably going to send me the toe picture again.
Congrats, you guys are like this.
Don't mean to me.
I shouldn't.
And literally, she'll write. She's like, "Oh, Jesse told me to share it to you on the podcast." And so we originally was supposed to be at a hockey game. And then, her youngest she has, I can't think of it, something arthritis. I can't think of the name of it. But she's on like medication and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of were like, and this is like right near the end of COVID. Mm-hmm. So we're like, So that didn't happen, which is fine.
Did you get the money back for the tickets?
No, we never bought the tickets. Like,
you never bought the tickets.
The problem was I decided to do this in January, December, something like that. And so I had to talk to my parents, and then I was going to do the next step, and the next step didn't happen, which is fine. But then when it didn't happen, it became like, okay, regroup. And
didn't you say to her at one point, like every time I try to ask you something happens?
yeah, I did later on, like afterwards. But then something else happened, a personal reason.
Yeah,
I couldn't do we couldn't do it because it was supposed to be on a Monday, and it got basically she couldn't do it, couldn't do it. So I was like, okay. So then, actually, then I decided like, oh well, you know what? I'm going to talk to the three kids, and maybe the three kids in some way can help me or figure something out or something.
Tell me why my mind still went 3 kids.
Okay, my daughter and her son and daughter. I went to go talk to them. They all were like, "Yeah, great. Anything we can do to help." So I decided I was going to get a camera person, a videoer, and like all this stuff. And then we had planned it all out perfectly, and then something happened where I I couldn't get her. Like like something happened and I couldn't pick her up. So we literally pushed it up.
Yeah.
At just like on a random day, it was like, guys, we did the whole guys, get ready. We're doing ABC. Like, it's a go. Like, like you do this, you do that, you do this. And so we were supposed to go shopping, which was what I wanted to do. Was on a shopping.
You should have
night.
done it at the Walmart parking lot. The bathroom underneath the sink.
Which bathroom?
Yes. One of them felt
family.
Family one. Everyone's just in there.
All 4 of us in there. Yeah. No, and that's gross. That's gross.
That's a shit way to.
That's a pissy way to do it. So yeah. So we landed up. I landed up driving. Why are you driving this way? Oh, I was talking. I wasn't paying attention. That's what I kept saying. Oh my God, I'm not paying attention. I'll turn around. And I pulled into Colt State Park. And then I was like, all this plans of doing this amazing thing. It was literally...
Is it raining now?
It might be.
It is.
It is. Literally the 4 of us walking. And she said, this is a really nice moment with the 4 of us. And gave a hug. And I just pulled it out. And I was like, you want him? It was like... And I was like, no one's taking pictures, no one's videoing, no one's doing anything. And it just was like, I don't know.
I think that's like pretty authentic for you guys.
Yeah, and we were all hugging when it came out. Like all of us were hugging. And it was one of those moments where I wanted to be super romantic. And it felt like every time I planned something, it was going to crap.
Mm-hmm.
Like I even thought of yours when you're like in the middle of Disney and you have that great picture and I was like, God, that's so amazing. I want to be like that. And then I was like, I think because I'm too old. That was my problem. Like, it's my second time around, not and it's her second time around.
Mm-hmm.
And I think is being together for almost 10 years, it was really it's kind of like a no-brainer. I don't think I'm like I said before, I'm at the end, if you will. I got lucky. I'm hoping to get 15 years. Oh
my God.
That gives me to 65. Like, I'm barely functioning now. No,
I was talking to Squirrel real quick. Hold on.
Squirrel.
Karen was telling me a couple weeks ago, she's like, oh, my client, her mom or dad passed away and he was 97 or something like that, and she's like, that's a good life. She's like, I hope I live that long. I hope I can live to 120 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I looked at my customer who was a junior in high school.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to live that long. You want to live that long? She's like, no. She's like a crisp 85.
I love this woman. I watched this video. I don't know if this is from a movie or whatever it was, but she's like, I'm 100 or 102 or something. She goes, well, how does it feel? It sucks. I hate getting up in the morning. I hate going to bed. I can't run. I can't go to the bathroom. Right. I just sit here. I see all my friends are gone. And I was just like, oh, yeah. Not all the friends gone, but like you can't do anything.
Right.
Like
it sounds great. But
it sounds great. And then when you're just kind of like
alone.
That and...
Like, what if your kids probably will die before you do at that rate?
Well, not even that. If your kids are alive, but they're all living their lives.
Yeah.
Like, that's a part people forget.
But if they're 102 or whatever, usually you're that age. Your kids are like in the 80s.
Well, I don't know about 80s, but yeah, they're...
Well, back then, they got married earlier, so like...
Well, I'm talking about if I live... I'm talking about you and I living that long. You know what I'm saying? Like, to that age. I think a lot of it comes down to... it's just... For me, I just think to myself... That
sounds like a hard no for me.
Yeah, I'm not into living forever. I mean, if you could pause my life, like pause my age, like right now. If you say...
You'd be 47 for this.
Yeah, if I right now, say, or...
I had a small panic. I was like, are you 47?
Yeah, if you back up some years and want to go back up, that'd be perfect. But if you paused and say, okay, this is your age... For the rest of your, like, no matter what happens, this is what you'll feel like. This is what you'll be able to do. All right, I can live with it. But
I don't know if I want to do that either.
No. Yeah, I don't know if I would want to do it either because I don't know. Well, you're much
I
younger than
guess
I
you're
am.
still in the same boat because all your friends would be a different age. But
Right, right. I already feel like I'm outdated. Like I'm already like I don't really have smartphones. I really don't like certain things. I mean, just things. I just feel like the world's passing me, and I'm just ah not feeling it. Like nah, I don't want to give. I mean, even down to people arguing about songs, about people talking. Politician said A wrong. Someone put a post 4 years ago that said, the sky was blue and it's really purple. I get yelled at by the whole they, the like. It's like I don't want to be rude, but yet people around me seem to be like, they are they. Okay, well, there's no sign that says they. Like don't you just get like a nice warning somewhere? That's a turnoff. Is when they're not like, oh, I know you don't know, but I identify as a they, and I go, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize,
mm-hmm.
and then I just call you by your name for the rest of the
Right.
day, and I respect that. But they get so touchy. They're like, oh, it's they. Don't do that. They'll get mad at you, and you're like, why would they get mad? I don't know them. How would they get mad? Like,
there you go. Good.
like, how would they get mad? It's. I don't hate the world. I just seem to the world is outgrowing me. I'm not ignorant either. I'm not. I try not to be like I'm not ignorant because, like, first of all, I try to be respectful because I really don't care what you do in your own time. Like, I really don't care what you want to be. This, then you're this. I've already said in my head, I don't understand the furry thing because if you're a dog and you want to be a dog, then you should be treated like a dog. You should be on all fours with a collar on, pooping in the yard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, if you want to be it, you're it.
Yeah.
You want to be called a man, you got to dress like a man. You know what I mean? Like that type of deal. I respect all of it, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of people are like that's not how it works. And it's like, yeah, I'm not good on this half and half stuff. I'm not good at it. I mean, hell, what is that? Country singer is in trouble, and
Jason Aldean.
Yeah, if I
don't even know what the reason was.
Okay, so
I don't need to.
No,
I don't care.
It's applied. Mm-hmm. It's something that he sings, and again, this is one of the biggest things I hate in the world. You ever get mad at somebody and write something on Facebook? Be like, I can't believe when people do, and then there's that one person, I can't believe you told everyone. No, I just said I can't believe when people, unless you change your name to people, if you never said anything underneath, no one would know. Mm-hmm. But I feel like everybody, especially lately, it's like if you write a comment or say something, it's like, you're talking about me. Well, I was, but no one knew it was until you opened your mouth.
Or it could have been like, oh, well, I actually wasn't. But if you feel like you
That's basically what happened with the song. He applies stuff, and people are assuming it's a racist thing. And there's no, in the whole song, or nothing, is never anything racist. It just says, don't do this. It never says a color. It just says, don't do this. Gotcha. And people are assuming, like, oh, well, only these people do this. Well, no one said that. So, I don't know our topic for the night.
So, Ashley sent me this TikTok.
Is it about feet? Because I'm leaving.
Yeah, we're going to try and do this.
No. My feet are sweating right now just thinking about it.
So, it was a TikTok, and in the TikTok, it's this guy, like, reading things from Reddit.
Okay.
And the topic is, I don't have eggs, so I substitute it with this.
Okay.
And so, like, it's a bunch of substitutions that went wrong, and they're blaming that's bad recipe because they substituted things that shouldn't be substituted.
Okay, I know exactly what you mean. Because I feel like there's always a moment when you're cooking and you don't have that one thing, and you do the whole. You Google it, be like, what can I use? They're like, you could use a horse's hoof. You're like, well, I don't have that.
Next.
They're like, next. You could use 30 pounds of flour, and you're like, I don't have 30 pounds. Like, it's always stuff
I guess I'm going to find a.
like, I always feel like when I ask, like, what can I use?
Mine's usually, if I don't have one ingredient, I'm just not going to make it then.
Usually, but you know what happens with me? I'm halfway through it when I go, I could have sworn I had vanilla right here. Well, what can I use besides vanilla? And of course, the list they give you is A, shit I've never heard of. B, I would never own. They're like, oh, vegan Jews. I'm like, nope, don't have that. Like,
all of a sudden, no. I already know. All right, but these are like things that you would not
find.
substitute.
Yeah.
No,
you would not.
You would not use.
You would not use.
Okay.
So, like, but spermicidal jelly compared to regular side jelly.
So this is this. I don't want you to.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
it was cut off, so I was trying to read it.
I didn't read it. Read it.
So this person says, just curious, could I change the coconut with shredded cheddar cheese? Will it work flavor wise? And do I need to change the composition of other ingredients? And then the person replies saying,
Wait, stop.
Okay, so they're making something with coconut.
Coconut.
But they want to
coconut
shredded
just
cheese.
so you know,
It's disgusting.
in my head right now, coconut, I'm already thinking dessert.
Definitely.
Or some type of, like, something fruity, if you will, right?
Right.
And shredded cheese right away. And then I love the comment, do we have to change? Yes, you have to get, this is what I think. We have to get some chopped up beef. We'll get some taco shells.
Right.
Like, all of a sudden, we're like, well, I was making a cake. Well, now you're making tacos.
Okay. Yep. And then, so now the person who wrote the recipe writes, hi, no, I don't recommend using cheese in this brownie recipe. Hope you enjoy them.
Brownie? Ah, what?
Yeah.
What? I cannot think of a moment that cheese and chocolate should go together. And
cheese,
chocolate.
Coconut.
No, but chocolate. Like coconut and chocolate. I don't like coconut. I don't like coconut.
That can just go straight in the garbage.
Right.
Just make the fucking brownies without the coconut.
But right away, like in my head,
without it.
in my head, you're making brownies.
Right. Cheesies.
Cheese. No, stop and think. Is there really a cheese dessert? Like a real cheesy dessert? That's not like a meal? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how sometimes you have a cheese ball, which is like an appetizer. You know what I mean? But that's not really a dessert. I'm not picturing
Does cheesecake count?
Yeah, oh no, there's cheesecake, which you do put chocolate on. That's a good point right there. So I wonder if this
is shredded cheese and brownies. There's no point anyway.
You put the cheese inside the brownies or on top?
I'm gonna say inside.
Like, you could have garnished.
You rinse the cheese first, so that way it melts better. Okay, so the next one says, carrots have way too much sugar, so I replaced them with kale. Cake turned out rather nasty, so 2 stars. Unsure what went wrong, but it's too dry also.
So they were making a carrot cake.
They were making...
Yes. Yeah, because it was carrots.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of anything else with carrots in it besides carrot cake.
Yeah.
And they thought...
Kale cake.
Carrot cake was like, well, it's K.
Carrots are a seed, dumbass.
It's K. It's K. Because I spelled cake with the C, with the K too.
Right. It's a KACE.
I was getting to that joke before you said no, it's a C. And I was like, no, it's carrot cake. Because this person clearly uses... I don't even understand. That doesn't even make sense. No, how do you have something that's called whatever cake? Like whatever cake.
And not have the whatever?
Right.
I don't know.
Like, oh, it's coconut cake. Let me put cheese in it.
Perfect.
Well, now you're not having...
Now you got cheesecake.
Yeah, like, no, but that's...
Yeah. So Betty Crocker responded.
Oh, Betty Crocker. Yeah. Oh, we got fancy.
We definitely recommend preparing this recipe as written, as carrots provide much needed texture and moisture.
Yes. And yes, Ashley, it was cheesecake. Yuck. Yuck.
All right.
Yuck.
The next one says, we use Pepsi, so not sure if it was why it was a bit too sweet, but I think we'll use regular soy sauce next time if I don't have a Coke. The person writes, there isn't any Coke or Pepsi in this recipe.
They do have soda cakes that you can, like, they do have recipes.
Did you not just hear the
no,
soy sauce?
No, I just found out that there is like Sprite that you mix with like with lemon cake, or they have them all down where you can put certain sodas into cakes and makes cakes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Moving that on. Along. Obviously not but anything
soy
sweet
sauce,
enough.
I love the comment, unless we have Coke.
Right.
Like, if it was Coke, it would have been better.
Coke's not as sweet.
Just for you know, the last time we had the taste testing, soy sauce is very salty. There is
no sweet
Coke and Pepsi.
No.
Not even close.
Not even close. And there's no Coke or Pepsi in the recipe either.
Well, so. If you put some, maybe if you take some Coke and put some salt in
it. What kind of Coke? Perfect.
This is pretty bad. Why are people so dumb?
So this person says...
And why would you write about it? I wouldn't admit this to anybody. If I tried this, like, put Coke over sauce, I would be like, oh, I have a complaint. I'd be like, no one will ever. Okay,
note to self: no more. No more
Coke cheese in my brownies. Not work as soy sauce.
Got it. I'll dip my sushi in something else.
Can you imagine putting a sushi in that? Ew. Good.
All right. So the next one is, not a bean fan. Can I use another vegetable? Can another vegetable be substituted? Okay.
A bean? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. I get it.
And then so the person says, as this is a black bean stew, you can try substituting the beans, but you'll lose the dish's authenticity.
Again, this is like carrot cake without the carrot.
Right.
So we just have cake.
This is black bean stew, but I have
again
broccoli instead.
This is like those people who come in with Bichons and be like, "Can you groom it to look like a poodle?" And you're like, "I can, but at the end of the day, it still will look like a Bichon. It's a Bichon. I have a Labrador. Yeah, I know. I can ugly kid. Can you make it cute? No.
That's in God's hands. Sorry."
That's like a parent going to Ashley, you make my kid smart. I wish I could.
I'm trying.
I'm trying. I'm pulling out teeth here.
Okay. Very good icing. I just didn't realize that I couldn't substitute the heavy cream for mayonnaise. As I was just devastated when I tried it. Maybe mention that next time, but other than that, it was delicious.
So this is the new recipes now.
Hey, tell me what cream, I can't use.
With heavy cream, parentheses.
Mayonnaise.
No mayonnaise. No light cream. No cream cheese. No. No ostrich
Please
egg.
Only use. No what?
The ostrich egg. No, like you have to go through the whole list of stuff that you could
Everything
use.
Ever, and then it could.
Then the finishing up parentheses.
Right. Well, you can't forget those. Then you look like a dweeb.
It's like the whole book.
Right. As a whole dictionary. And then continue.
No, it's the back. What is it? The
index?
Index is basically what not to use. So it's like, see page 105, and it's like, what not to use for these recipes.
Right. So how fucking dare you that you did not say that you can't use mayonnaise in my icing recipe?
I just want to know, where does the common sense of like, ooh, icing is so sweet. Oh, mayonnaise? Oh, that's like icing already. We'll just mix it together. It's going to taste great.
Ew. I can see no, not mayonnaise.
Okay.
I don't know. I lost my train of thought. I don't know. Whatever. Moving on. Okay, this next one gave it a 1 star.
Oh.
Really important written recipe. No mention of corn. Do you cook the corn first? How much corn? That is a lot of cream. Is it for one recipe or to keep around? Do you just use crema? I'm totally.
Creamer.
It says crema.
Oh
CREMA.
yeah, okay.
I'm totally confused. This recipe is for crema mexicana. Nowhere in this recipe does it call for corn, nor do I believe it's poorly written. Please read recipe thoroughly.
So he's bitching. There's like, how do you have corn when there's no like he wants corn in
Right.
this? So he
just add it.
just add it and not and whatever.
Right.
And first of all, I have a question for you. If
Yes.
you buy corn on the cob, okay,
Which I don't, but yes.
okay, but if you do, okay,
Yeah.
Who in God's name is trying to pluck each one of those off without cooking it? Don't you cook it first?
Crema mexicana is sour cream. Why would you be putting corn in sour cream?
Oh my gosh, it is. It's table sour cream. Oh my god, that's horrible. Where's that corn? Is this guy like trying to grind it?
I don't know.
And why would you? Effing idiots! I swear to God.
I just need to know what that was.
I know because I actually thought it was a dish.
Corn? Yeah,
I thought it was a dish.
Right.
Like I thought it was like a. I was trying to play it like I knew.
Right.
I was like, oh, it's a dish.
Just add corn, whatever.
Just add corn, whatever.
No biggie.
But now it's sour cream.
Yeah, you're like, why are you adding corn to your sour cream?
Why do you have a recipe for sour cream? Just go out and buy sour cream, you mook.
This one's vegan.
This has a Mexican spice to the sour cream.
Right. This one has an accent to it.
It's a 5-hour delay.
Perfect. Okay.
It's not Africa.
I substitute tofu for the steak, corn pops for the potatoes, and then use some dandelions instead of the jalapenos. It was awful. Never again.
Okay. Tofu's crap.
5 stars.
Okay, wait. Okay. I've had tofu.
Great recipe, but this is what I did.
Wait a minute. Okay, now I'm being dead honest.
Okay.
I'm going to say this now. Wait till I finish this sentence.
Okay.
Tofu is crap
unless
you cook it a particular way.
Yes.
And then it's edible. Like it's not bad. I've had it. Okay. Okay.
Right.
But he's following a recipe of cooking it with the steak. So that means he cooked the tofu like he cooked the steak. It probably didn't come out good.
Right.
Okay.
Corn
pops instead of potatoes.
What the fuck is a corn pop?
Those are I assume those were like the Rice Krispie type of, those, like those corn pops. That's what I thought they were, but I might be.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, pops.
Yeah.
Okay, so why are you using that instead of potatoes? So you're having tofu cereal.
Well, it's a type. It's without the sugar though. It's probably corn pops, like
and dandelions.
And then
why are you using dandelions?
Actually, you use dandelions
as a garnish.
As part of your salad. You can actually eat the dandelion leaves. I do know that, but there's no flavor. No, there's nothing to them. They're like eating a piece of lettuce. So what's the point of like jalapenos? Hot. Dandelions, no flavor. Like except lettuce. It's like eating lettuce. That makes all of it. All of it doesn't make sense because if you buy tofu and you know anything about tofu, you know you have to cook it a certain way. Right. I have never heard of a lot of people like, oh, I cooked tofu like 6. I'm sure there might be, but there's only one way I've ever eaten that came out remotely good for me. I mean, right. And I don't like that.
You have to be like in the right mindset to want tofu.
Yeah. Which is like your deathbed, and you're like, fuck it, I haven't eaten it yet.
Yeah. Okay. Carmen left recipe for chocolate brownies. Oh wait, yeah.
Okay.
I did not have chocolate chips, so I used mashed banana instead, and the batter was way too wet. So I
put more flour in.
So I put in 2 eggs. However, it was very disappointing in the recipe as it did not work out, and it just not cook in a. Okay, this is poor English because it's probably translated, but and I could not get the top layer to look like it does in the picture, and now it's burned. Not impressed, honestly, so not for me. Maybe my oven is different than the chef's as I use gas and it has gas marks, not temperature. temperatures or broil like most Americans.
All right, first of all,
let's break this down.
Let's break this down, okay? You don't have chocolate chips.
Banana.
And banana.
But these are for brownies.
Now, so
bananas. Bananas. I mean, banana.
I feel like we're talking the exact same time. Bananas are super moist. Like, you usually put bananas to moisten the... Like, you don't put... Like, I feel like bananas...
That is a wet ingredient.
I feel like bananas take, like, eggs or something like that. Like, those type of, like... The substitute for eggs or something sweet in it. Like, instead of using something that... Okay, now if your batter's too wet, you put a little more flour to dry it up. It's not that hard. I mean,
this person put 2 eggs.
Yeah. Because this is what we do. We spill soap. We spill soap. So we take a rag and we put some soap on it to clean up the soap.
Make sure the rag is wet, though.
Easily, right? And as it foams up, you know you're cleaning.
Right.
Because then it's clean. Right.
Yeah.
No, I can't. This is one of those moments like, oh, well, it wasn't, it was really wet, so I added more water. You're like... Perfect. And then, because he's now pouring in like pancake syrup. Right. That's why pancake syrup, you start off with a little bit. And you put a little more, you put a little water in it, and that's too wet. You put flour in it, put a little more water. And then next thing you know, instead of serving for 4, you're serving for 150.
Yes. Yeah, because all of a sudden you had to go to the store and get more pancake mix because you're out.
Because you've already mixed it, and you're like, I think I've ordered this too much. I'll just put more flour in it.
Yeah.
This is exactly the trick.
And now, also, let's break down the whole top layers not looking correctly. Nobody says.
Yes. And then second of all is, there are plenty of Americans that cook with gas. Like,
I do.
Shannon does. Like, yeah. My parents do. I don't.
But because it was so wet, it's not going to ever dry up. Amen to that.
Amen to that.
So, French toast with tortilla, something in cumin.
Was it?
Aquafaba?
Aquafaba and Cuban. Or cumin.
Cumin. Cuban.
5 hours of delay.
Well, I'm sure this recipe would have been fantastic, but I think some people are overinflating their reviews. It was edible, sure, but I wouldn't waste my time making it again. I had no brioche spelling, which spelled wrong.
Okay, perfect.
Or the other bread, so I substituted tortillas, which did not soak up the egg mixture. As I am vegan, I cannot use the eggs they recommended, but the aquafaba from a can of garbanzo beans usually works just fine. Not here. It was soggy and tasted like canned beans. Shocking. It always worked in the past before.
It's the worst is when it tastes like canned eggs. That's when you know. You know you have fucked up. When you add garbanzo beans and it tastes like canned eggs.
Right. It always worked in the past before. They were not quite as sweetly spiced as I hoped, but I think it would be it was a bit of my own fault.
Really?
Just a bit. Accidentally added a shake or 2 of cumin before realizing it wasn't the nutmeg. Oops. Overall, great recipe, but it just wasn't as good as I expected it.
So he doesn't have the
2 stars.
He doesn't have
any of
the ingredients. Any of them. Well, he does have one. But he chooses not to because he's vegan. So he's like...
He doesn't have them then.
The eggs. Well, he chooses not to because he's vegan.
So he doesn't have them.
So he wasn't going to put them in there. He's like, any other time I put these beans in out of this can.
Not even the beans. It's like the
it works fine. Yes. He says 9 out of 10 times they taste just like eggs. Because he's a vegan.
He sprinkles them and everything. Ew.
I just felt like I didn't have the bread to soak it up, so I thought tortillas were going to do it.
Right.
So it's not even a moment of like, hey, I got white bread. I got white bread. Like, I got white bread. Like, we didn't even go that far. He's like, I just have tortillas. Which is, doesn't soak up anything. Like,
No, but that is the least worrisome of this whole extravaganza. Bean juice and fucking cumin instead of nutmeg.
yes.
She's like, oh, might have been my fault with that one, but the rest, that's on you.
Normally they taste like eggs coming out of a can. Like, what?
Disgusting.
Normally?
I would hope not.
Normally. So how many times has he done this and been like, when did he become... Is that how it works when you're a vegan? You just kind of just go, oh, I got this. I'll throw it in because it's vegan. And then when you eat it, it's like, this was the worst recipe in the world. And you blame everyone else for you being a vegan?
Right.
Okay, good.
All right, so this one sounds a lot like the one before, but there's a different ending.
Okay, good.
Chocolate brownies. I swapped the cocoa for banana because I didn't have chips. Very disappointed as the mixture was sticky and wet, not like brownie, and it never cooked in the middle at all. I tried again with just 2 eggs, and that didn't cook either. It was still cold in the middle. And then I tried to boil it, and then it burnt the top, so not very happy with this recipe as a whole, honestly.
Okay.
But my dog Sammy ate it, and she was happy, haha. Can't rate this recipe as it never formed a brownie, which is very sad as it was my husband's birthday, but he got to go out to Taco Bell anyway, which he actually wanted to do, so he got what he wanted, haha. There is not a single punctuation in this.
Okay. I gotta backtrack a lot here. Like,
that's what breaks this whole thing down.
Okay, first of all, how many times did this bitch have to cook goddamn something? She cooked it. It didn't cook. She cooked. Remember, she first cooked it and then cooked all the way through. So how long did she cook it for? For like, what most brownies? What about half an hour?
I think it's like 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
So she cooked it for 45 minutes. Was still gooey in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So then she put 2 eggs in it and cooked it again.
Yeah,
and it's
still gooey though.
So another 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. So now this recipe's been cooking for 2 hours.
Oh no!
Okay,
it was a different time. She tried it again.
Try it again. Okay,
it didn't cook either.
Okay, and then she.
So wait, did she put?
Did she boil it?
Wait, the same recipe with the banana.
Right, and then she cooked it. And
plus eggs this time.
No, the second time she plus eggs.
Right, so it's the
And
same.
so it's the third time she decided, going, let's not put it in the pan, let's just boil it in the pot? Or did she boil the next ones?
Broil.
Oh, she broiled. So that basically, all right. So basically, she put it on top, and she just cooked
scorched the top,
which
and nothing else cooked.
Bake means from both sides, not from one side.
Right. Broil is just on top.
Right. So it's just burnt the top, which is still would be mushy in the middle.
Right.
Perfect.
And bottom.
So it's like crunchy. Did she flip it?
It's a crumble egg.
Okay. Then the next thing is, you can't give chocolate to dogs.
No chocolate in this. It's banana.
Oh, it's banana. That's right.
I thought the same thing until literally 2 seconds after I processed it. Like just now,
because she said she kept talking about keep making. How many times was trying? How many bananas did she go through?
Instead of just buying chocolate chips.
Yeah, you would think you'd just go to the store and be like, I'm here, just gonna buy chocolate chips. Right. Last time it didn't work.
Right.
Because why would you want banana brownies?
You want it.
Wouldn't you want?
That's just banana bread.
Chocolate
That's
chip
banana bread.
Why couldn't you just make the brownies without the chocolate chips? People. Oh no, because it's cocoa.
Yeah.
Oh, because it says I had no chips. See?
Swap the cocoa for banana because I didn't have chips. So
right.
So if you make them from scratch, some people
melt down the chocolate and put it. I got you. So instead of putting.
So they could have very well just used cocoa powder.
Yeah.
Or use a different recipe.
There's so many possibilities that I feel like it's like right at their it was right there the whole time.
And so Taco Bell and dessert.
Eggs are used to bind.
So I'm guessing that was the logic instead of flour.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm still going with the flour.
Yeah.
Because it dries. Just saying.
And now the husband's happy because he got to go to Taco Bell and not get this shitty brownies.
Well,
I would be too. I didn't really like Taco Bell that much, but I'd rather Taco Bell.
I still eat Taco Bell.
Oh, the dog brownies.
Dog brownies.
Rod Sammy made out in this. I thought the person said shut the fuck up. Alright. Well, I followed the recipe, except I put 2 full eggs instead of 1, and it turned turned out to be complete mush, so I had to add almost 2 cups of flour to thicken it up, and a
Okay.
little more salt and baking soda. Hope they turn out okay. So
Okay.
that's all it.
All right. That at least
So
makes more sense.
you doubled the recipe.
Yeah. Like instead of having the only thing I see is in this recipe is that if you're making like pancakes, you got now double the pancakes.
Right.
Now, if you're making like brownies or something, it's probably going to taste nasty because you've diluted the cocoa.
Yes.
That's only like it'll be more like a brick now because it won't be. You know what I'm saying? Like you just doubled everything,
Right.
and it depends how much. Like I wouldn't have put more salt. I would have just maybe put a little more.
Well, if you're doubling the eggs, you gotta double
Everything.
everything.
It's true, but I don't know if everything always needs to be doubled. But yes, I get what you're saying. And sometimes baking soda can go a long way.
Yeah. It's like that scene in Lilo and Stitch when he makes the cake and it's the size of the whole oven. All right.
Okay.
I was wondering if there's a specific kind of cardamom to use. I used a teaspoon of decorurated cardamom by Spicely, which seems like a lot. And immediately after eating one of these muffins, I began to feel an incredible abdominal pain. I haven't gone to the doctor yet. It's been 36 hours. The pain is still there. But I think the cardamom has given me a gallstone. I don't know whether to thank you for helping me identify that I can't eat cardamom or to be sad that I may need an operation. Oh well. The muffin was very tasty much like all of your other recipes. I was reading that the cardamom may have interacted with my HIV meds, causing the gallbladder to flare up. I will report back later if I survive. My body would break out into little hives after baking your apple cider donuts recipe, but that recipe called for much smaller doses of cardamom. So I didn't think much of it. Thought it was a bug bite situation, to be honest. I'm writing this to warn others like me who may have a reaction to the cardamom, not to make you feel bad. I am so grateful to you and all your recipes.
I don't know what cardamom is. I don't know.
It's spicy.
It's a spice. What kind? Is it spicy or is it sweet? I have no idea. I'm being legit. You're like I don't know.
Off the top of my head, I think it's kind of like a nutmeg.
Like okay. So it's more sweet. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Like they're making apple cider donuts. So
yeah, well, just making sure because at first I'm like, is this a sweet thing, cheese, or a spicy thing? And then she said muffins, and I was like, okay, I think it might be sweet. But this is one of those things like
this is too much information.
This is a moment where I feel like. So I took your recipe about chocolate and I ate it, and I had my tongue got numb and my throat started to flare. And I wasn't sure.
The doctor, though.
I'm sure it was just the way I cooked it. So I cooked it different this time, and my tongue started swelling up. You might be allergic to the chocolate, like like. Stop eating the nuts.
Denominator.
Stop eating the nuts. Stop eating whatever.
Don't stop thinking about this. Yeah. So like, if you think you're allergic to it, maybe not.
Keep using it. Like the first time she broke out.
Like, are you trying to prove a point? Like, tell yourself that you're not allergic?
The worst thing I think for her, that she had to give more than we need, I think it was her, I assume. Or them. I'll just say them. Yeah. Right? Is your that favorite. I don't feel we need to know that. I don't think the spice was really attacking her HIV. I don't think we really need. I don't need to know where you got your cardamom by. She could have just said, I think I'm allergic to it. Right. Or him.
Oh, you know what? Just tell your friend.
Just been like,
not everyone. Hey,
I love the point is I think I have a gallstone. Like just eating it once. Like how many muffins have you eaten, lady? Or
she ate they ate the whole thing.
And
they just ate the cardamom.
You know what? Every recipe that had that, she was like, I want apple cider.
Yeah.
She's like,
I'm trying to get over my allergy to cardamom. I'll use all your recipes. Thank you.
I feel like that's a person who says something. You're just like, what now? What did you just say?
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I love you covering it.
Because you just have to listen to it.
Okay, I'm listening.
3 stars, because I did not make it. I did not make it. Not what I was expecting from the title. I was just thinking butter chicken with spinach. This is fried chicken breast fried in butter. Should taste good.
What did she expect when? What she didn't make it though. So somebody cooked it.
Nope, nobody cooked it. Should taste good. Didn't even try it. Give it 3 stars.
Give it 3 stars.
Just based on the title.
She just read the title,
saw the ingredients,
looked at what she had to do, and was
directions.
like, "Man, I thought there was going to be more to this, and it's just me cooking it in butter."
I thought this was a different recipe.
Perfect. She just sat there with, "Okay, I've had chicken and butter. Yeah, I know what this tastes like." She's like, she's like, "Oh, there's a little rosemary. Yep, I can taste it." She's like going through the taste in her mouth.
Right.
Yeah. Idiot.
It should taste good, though.
Should.
We'll see.
Sure. Ashley, tell me how that tastes. We need to go over there for chicken butter.
That sounds like, it sounds like you made butter from like chicken.
I know.
It sounds like you just spread it on your toast. All right.
That probably is going to be good though. Let's face it. We'd be like, we'll try it.
Wait for this one.
Okay.
I would like to make this potato salad recipe, but I am vegan and also allergic to potatoes, celery, and onions. What would be some vegan-friendly substitutions and taking into consideration my various allergies? How about anything else than potato salad?
This is the generation I can't stand. Those are the this right here is why the world's the world is outgrown me. Because I have never met people in my life that walk in somewhere and be like, "Okay,
love what you did.
I love what you did, but I want it completely different, but I want it to look just the same."
Right.
Like, or that's like me telling someone, "We have to shave the dog. There's tons of mats on it, and for us to comb it out, it's going to be a lot of pain, not worth it, not going to hurt the dog." Perfect. Do that, but don't shave it. And you're like, "No, you're not listening." We're going to have to cut all underneath the mats because clippers don't clip through mats. So it has to be really short. Really short. Maybe not a shave like some people because we use a skip blade, but it's still really short. Perfect. Can we leave this a little about it? And we're like, "You're not listening."
These 4 hairs over here that are not in the mat.
And you just get like these moments and you just listen and you just, or you're just like, you just feel like you and the other person aren't, it's like, they're hearing womp 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 womp. Okay, good. Whatever you just said, but make sure you leave like an inch, like 3 inches of hair.
Right.
And then you're saying something, and you're just like, "They're not listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
They're not listening." And then when they come back, they're, "What happened? I told you 4 times this morning."
Yeah.
Because you don't know how many times you tell something to somebody,
and they just can't.
And they just can't. They just they can't do it. It's like. No. For me, it's not that they can't process it. I make it like they don't want to process it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm off of work at this time. I don't care what you're saying because what are you going to do? That's how I take it. I take it that way. And I know some people are like, "That's not how I'm trying to be," but you are because you're not listening to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I always get amazed by that. Like I had when I was with Jay Lee. She had a brother and a brother-in-law, and the brother would always talk about stuff he would have no clue about. "Oh yeah, I was working on this thing," and Manny, the other brother-in-law, would look at him like, "You don't know what we're talking about. Like, I do this for a living. No, this is how you do it." And he would look at me like, I'm like, "I don't know how to do it," because that's how I am. Like, the guy, I don't go into a carpenter and tell him, this is what I want. Can you do it? Yeah, I can do that, but it can't look like this way. It looks this way. Well, I don't want that. Then forget it. Don't. I'll do that. But I don't tell people how. I don't know. Unless it's something I really know, which
is dogs.
It's dogs and horses. That's about it. Like, I don't get people. I get people. "Can you do this?" No, I just told you I can't. If I could do this, I'd be a billionaire. Because I'd be doing this all the time.
Right.
I can't. And this is one of those people who just doesn't like.
So I'm allergic to potatoes.
I'm allergic to potato salad. Listen,
first of all, having an allergic reaction to potatoes, I'm so sorry for you.
I know, because that's French fries. That's everything. I mean, I have.
There's a lot of like
potato
starches out there.
You know who I feel for? It's Shannon's son because he's allergic to
Everything.
like chocolate, and he's allergic to chocolate, like
He will die.
air chocolate. Like if you
Yep.
touch him, like like it's legit. And I'm thinking like, and you know what the worst thing is? Yeah, how many times you've been like we'll do something, and I'll be like, oh, let's go get something. Oh, you can't eat that. Let me go grab. Oh, I can't. You can't have that. Let me go. Oh no, you can't have that. Like oh, let me go. Like I do that constantly because you can't in your head everything that's remotely good or bad to eat has some type of chocolate
Right.
or
made in a facility with it.
And that's the part people don't understand. They're like, oh no, it's fine. Like, no, if they make chocolate, you can't because if it's on
Contamination.
the contamination, especially ice creams, we have to have them open up a new container for him and use a brand new, clean, like haven't been used all day scooper. Like that's stuff you don't think about. Like you just don't think about how. Now I understand like allergic to this, but we're talking about recipes you cook at home.
Right.
Like
just don't make it.
Just don't make it.
Yeah.
Make potato salad then.
You can't.
Well, yeah, not potato. Egg salad. Make egg salad.
Right.
Make something that you can't. But
there's a lot of vegan mayonnaises out there.
Yeah, there's other stuff. I mean, there are fake eggs out there you can use for that type of things and whatever. I mean, I'm allergic.
So maybe egg salad wouldn't be great for them either.
Well, not just saying, but
chicken salad. There you go.
No, something.
Yeah.
Like we all can't eat all the foods in the world, but I hate when people like, for example, I want to eat fish. I love fish. I look at fish. I go, oh, that's good. Second it hits my mouth, I'm like, I tartar sauce. I've tried everything, and I can't do it. But every time I watch people eat fish, it's like, oh, that looks so good. Because it looks good. But the second I taste it, I'm like, nope.
What do you do with it, Ron?
Because it does. Every time I put it in my mouth, I spit it right out. I'm like,
amen. Oh. All right.
Your mom on? Okay.
3 stars. This was good, although I couldn't use the grill since it's winter right now. I baked in the oven, and the chicken was moist and had a nice flavor. But I think on the grill would be 5 stars.
I can't with people. I can't. Like, I don't understand how. Even I know if you fry hamburgers, it's not going to taste like it does on the grill.
So?
No, I haven't. I've been trying. Like, it's my 100th time putting it on. Come on, grill, baby. Come on, grill, baby.
All right, I think this is my favorite.
Okay. Oh, it got 2 snorts.
Hold on, I gotta collect myself.
Okay. Should I just read it to myself?
No.
Okay.
I made this for my a hubby Boo Bear, and they were not scrumptious. And they had a toenail in it. And I am disappointed.
Wait a minute. Back up. First of all, I shoot myself if I had my wife call me Honey Boo Bear.
Hubby Boo Bear.
Like, publicly.
Yes.
I'd be like, yeah. I'm all set on that. Because that should never be said in public. Okay. Second of all, you said what was in your food? What did you say? You found a what? Swallow?
I did.
Okay.
Good girl.
Good girl. I'm a good girl. You found a what? What did Hubby Boo Bear find?
Did you make it with your feet?
Wait a minute, you didn't answer me. What did Honey Boo find this recipe?
It was not scrumptious.
Okay, but she found a what now? A toenail? I'm looking at it now, and I'm disappointed. Honey Boo Bear's disappointed. Oh, whose toenail is this? And if I want to know if Lovey Bear, whatever her name is,
Mama Bear, Wifey Boo Bear,
Wifey Boo Bear, didn't turn around and go, the recipe says toenail. I think I might pass on that. Nope, she was like, clip, clip, throw it in. Ah. How do you get it? Like, okay, I can't even fathom a fingernail. But let's just say,
I could hair. We've
yeah,
all been there.
well, we've all been
All
there.
been
We've
there.
all been the hair. That's one thing I don't do.
Band-Aid, nasty. Understand.
Okay, what Band-Aid?
Band-Aid, nasty.
Okay, no, but if it's family, like so
Still nasty.
still nasty, but it's tolerable because you just go.
That's
no, if it's you, like no, I'm talking about like you and Kelsey open like does the brownies and cuts in. I'll just say a brownie cuts into it and finds a Band-Aid and go. What happened? And you'd be like, these are gross, and be like, well, these are fine over here. Just leave those over there.
Wouldn't do that.
Okay,
I understand,
but it's yours.
Yeah.
Like now, if I went to your dad's, I'm just using for example, or a friend's house. I'm just using your dad because we're friends, right? And there's a Band-Aid, I'd be like, no, bro. No, bro. Mm-hmm. I love you, but not that much because I'm.
We're not blood brothers. Sorry.
It could be from your toe. I don't know where this is from. But the toe.
One Band-Aid. Got it. Used or not.
Blue's Clues. We found a clue. But my problem is right here is that whose toenail and how did she not know it got by her? Like, how did it, like...
Where did it come from?
Yes. Like, was it on the table already? And why would you have it on the table?
Are we making this on the floor? In the bathroom?
I'm picturing she's using her feet to stir
Maybe she doesn't have any arms. We are not being nice about this.
Maybe well, even if she has any arms, let's say she doesn't have any. Let's just say she physically has to do this. I have to admit, I have been really disappointed with this damn toenail in it too. Right. But she's acting. But she's acting like it was part of the recipe,
right? And
she had to clip it for the brownies or whatever she's making.
Yeah.
So
blend it next time. You'll never know.
Grind it up.
Yeah.
Gross.
Too far.
Never too far. Imagine chewing on it and being
out of here. Too far. No. Shut it down. Shut it down.
No. Shut it down. You're chewing on it thinking it's a piece of coconut. Like it's a piece of coconut. And you're like,
it's just cheese. It's aged.
I hope it's not yellow and curly. It's all flaky.
Shut it down.
Too far. Ashley left.
This was a recipe for peach ice cream. I don't like peaches, so I substituted carrots. It wasn't very good. It needs more sweetness.
Missy laughed at. No. See, again, I don't get the whole.
If you're making the specific thing, stop changing the specific item.
I don't understand. The other thing I don't get is why would you see? Okay, I would respect if someone said I was going to make peach ice cream and I made blueberry, and I go, okay, fruit and fruit. Mm-hmm. I get it.
Carrots,
but it's like fruit and vegetable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I don't get this. I don't. And then why? I would never write to anybody. I would never want anyone to know I was this stupid. I would never.
We all know.
I mean, we all know we do. No, we've all made these mistakes. Well, I'm talking about like mistakes of like, oh, we don't have something. Yeah. Oh, I'll put this in and see how this goes. I feel like I've done a few of those.
But you do something that makes sense.
Okay, no. Okay, I'll tell you the worst thing I've ever made in my life. I'm going to tell you right now. So my mom makes this lemon chicken. Yeah. And what she does is she takes chicken and she puts butter on it. And she puts garlic, like fresh grounded garlic, like diced, minced garlic on it. Thank you. And then she takes lemon juice and she actually pours it like into a container, and then it cooks in there.
Yeah.
And the butter and the garlic and what happens is in the chicken, it's all the way through. Like it tastes like it's like, you know how sometimes you cook like hot wings, like on top, it's like just the top and then the inside isn't spicy. This lemon is completely all the way through. It is delish.
Now, you look just like your dad.
It's true.
Miss P. Her food looks amazing. Always.
Yeah. So she makes this. So I make it all the time now. So I don't know what happened, But we got in this role of a crock pot, like cooking everything in a crock pot.
Okay.
And for some reason, I thought it was a good idea to just put the chicken and put everything in the crock pot and let it cook.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Let me tell you, what happens is when you put it in the oven, it gets nice and crispy on top
Right.
and burns off a lot of the on a
Excess.
crock pot, nothing burns
It just
off.
gets moister.
It just gets wetter and it
Yeah.
got nasty
Yeah,
and the
gummy.
chicken and gummy and it
Yeah.
was
That's why I don't like a lot of crock pot recipes.
absolutely horrible thing I ever did. Shannon still makes fun of me to this day about it. Like she goes, "Remember the time?" I'm like, "Yes, I remember the time." So we've all done things that I feel like, but I'd be no way would write to someone and be like, "Guess what I tried to do?" Because I automatically goes, now I just said that to you, and you probably would go, "Oh, that makes sense. You tried to cook it in a crock pot, and like it wasn't crazy,
right?
But yet it came out nasty,
Yeah.
like
texture is just.
It was. The chicken was like rubbery. It was the lemon juice was just boiling. Like it wasn't even like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't, because what happens is me not thinking, putting it in the oven in the pan that I use, the Pyrex, it actually evaporates a lot of it. Like so it, but in the crock pot it doesn't. So the juices, because it keeps it all in.
Yeah.
So it'll end up being absolutely gross.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Because, but I
but
feel like
that makes sense,
right?
This person is using a fucking carrot instead of a goddamn peach.
That's what I'm saying. But I wouldn't. I'm admitting it now, but I wouldn't go online and be like,
"That's not a
crazy
thing to admit."
Right. I know, but I still wouldn't admit it. I still wouldn't be like, "Guess what I tried?" But I would admit it to my friends. I thought you were going to say
you substitute an ingredient.
No, I didn't. I never really did.
I mean, I substitute ingredients a lot, but it's ingredients that would make sense.
Right. The only thing I find that I have done, I'm trying to think. They tell you to. I'm trying to think what I cooked where I didn't have something. They told me to use yogurt, like plain yogurt, and I actually had plain yogurt, and I was like, perfect. And I'm trying to think. I don't know if it was eggs or it was supposed to be. It was something I was supposed to put in, and I didn't have it, and it was like plain yogurt, and I had a small thing of plain yogurt, and I was like, nice, and I just threw it in, and it ended up coming out. But it was a cake thing. It was something in a cake. That makes sense. And it ended up being good. But I Googled it. I didn't just assume it.
Right.
Like, no way am I just throwing stuff in.
Right. All right, this is our last one. I followed the recipe exactly, except...
I don't think she knows what exactly means.
Just like it, but I changed the whole fucking
Literally?
Literally, I used the same exact recipe. 1 star, by the way. Then I replaced the oil with applesauce. Unfortunately, it did not turn out well. The consistency is neither brownie nor cake-like. I can't eat it. Sadly, we'll have to dispose the whole thing. I don't know what went wrong as I followed the recipe exactly.
There is something you can replace applesauce with. Like, there is something.
Yeah, it's usually like
what?
Egg.
Yeah. Okay, but it does sound like
because it's a binder too.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I know there are different things. Because I have baked when you're like, oh, good, I have this, or you call your mom. Like I always say, well, I have apples, and you're like, yes. But again, I love it. Except I replaced oil.
Yeah, you use butter.
Yeah, or you use,
or like you need to use some type of.
There's something else you can use too, and I can't think of it. But yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know.
You need a fat for it. Applesauce is not a fat.
No, it's not. I don't get these things. Again, I would never admit this stuff. I would just be like, oh, the recipe.
But she used it exactly, so I don't know.
Yeah.
What went wrong either?
I
think maybe it was.
It was exactly, but
the wind blew the wrong way.
With the applesauce.
So. Yeah.
The applesauce. Exactly.
She didn't turn the oven on.
You laugh. I know someone that's done that. Cooked and be like, oh, it'd be done in so many hours. It was like never turned on.
Oh my God.
We're like, yeah, it's never gonna get done.
All right, friends.
All right, guys, that's it for us, huh?
Yeah.
We're off like a prom dress.
Until next week.
Which would be Tuesday on YouTube, or on Thursday on. What are you looking at?
I was just watching whatever show this. I just don't understand what's happening. Sorry.
Or we're live on Thursday in the group.
Yes.
Yes, that's us. All right. That was a really. I would never admit all those things. You guys just
So
knuckleheads.
here's to not finding toenails in your
Yeah. And
brownies.
if it says toenails, don't eat them.
See you later, happy boo boos.
Bye.